What's up, guys? This is Miasin back at it again with Exosister against, I actually already forgot, short-term memory loss. Alright, let's get right into it. Who's gonna win the dice roll? Always starts off, every single match always starts off with a draw. It's actually ridiculous. But yeah, so Exosister is going second. Unfortunately, lost the dice roll against what seems to be Tearlaments. Wow, okay, must be nice, huh? Triple hand shop with a one-card starter. Although, you know, X-Bay something, whatever, the Exosister guy did draw Ash. So if that Ash is actually used on the right card, not the field spell, that would be very stupid, but on the right card, then you actually can win the game. So if you want to play around the Veiler or Ash, you search the Shaylin. Very nice, very smart. And then you go use the effect and then discard the Meru. And depending on your meals with Shaylin, you can actually readjust. So obviously, you're not really trying to Ash a Shaylin, because if your opponent uses that and actually went for that, for the Shaylin instead of the Reno Heart, you know for a fact that your opponent has another Tearlaments monster. Ash wouldn't really be optimal here. So this hand could have lost to a single Ash if Sine didn't use it correctly, but he did play out his hand very well, so nicely done. Going to be milling the Salic, which is the best card to mill, searches from the deck to the hand. So we're going to get access to Reno Heart, and you never use the normal summon, so that's really good. Now the Meru is going to be triggering using the Meru as well as the Shaylin to make Kit Kalos, most likely. And then Shaylin 2 is going to be the Salic chain blocking from Ghost Bell. Searching the Reno Heart, as I said. There's going to be Kit Kalos, most likely searching the Meta Noise. This could get Ash, but I'm not a really big fan because you still have the other effects so that you can send it to the grave and then, you know, just mill 5 cards and revive back a monster. So yeah, it's Veiler or Imperm would have been better in this situation. Anyways, going to be searching the another Salic, apparently. So this guy actually plays 2 Salic. Very interesting. I know a lot of people are huge fans of Salic over Meta Noise, but Meta Noise being able to Book of Moon monsters is just so ridiculously good against Blight, because they no longer have that level 2 monster so that they can start summoning other monsters. But I also get the argument for Salic, and it's, like I said, it's still the best card to mill. Anyways, going to be sending the Kit Kalos to the grave so that you can special summon the Reno Heart. Chainlink 1 Reno Heart, Chainlink 2 Kit Kalos, please. Hopefully that's what you do, because that is the correct way to do it. And yes, that's exactly what he did. So mill 5 cards first, and then mill 1 card that you know for a fact is going to be the Hoffinis, which is the third and final Tearlaments monster that wouldn't have used its effect. Therefore, you will be able to fuse for 2 monsters, so that the Shaylin and Kit Kalos can make Dragos Tapelia, and then the Hoffinis can fuse as well, as long as, no, Jesus, alongside Reno Heart in order to make something else, although I don't really think it matters because there is nothing of value that you can make right now. I suppose you could be making the Kaleido Heart, but that's actually not good at all. So yeah, probably just gonna be making Kit Kalos, yeah, exactly. And then we're going to be, well, Dragos Tapelia and then Kit Kalos. Not the best, but at least when you send it to the grave with Salic, you get to mill 5 cards. So it's not too bad, and still have Imperm as well. So these hand shops, they're only really good when you're going second. When you're going first, you don't really want to have them in your hand. Like, you're going to have to Nibiru yourself, and the Gamma cannot be used because you control monsters on the field. That Ash literally served absolutely 0 purpose. Very unfortunate, and it's actually, again, extremely hilarious because it could have been the most useless card out there. Anyways, the Pax is going to be able to search the Malfa so that you can summon it as well as the Elise, and then normal summon the Sophia, draw 1 card, get your stuff going from there. Although I think, well, none of these cards can really do anything about the Malfa. And again, Nibiru not being super great right now. So yeah, going to be special summoning the Elise right now. Alright, normal summon Sophia, draw 1. I think everything's resolving. Okay, yeah, whatever. Oh, actually, the Dragos Tapelia negate here is so huge. No! Oh, man, Sophia is now level 1, so you can't use it for a rank 4 play. Never mind, that's actually really massive. So yeah, you're gonna have to keep the Sophia on the field and make Michaelis using these 2, so that you can search and then banish a card. So I don't think you should Imperm. Well, to be fair, if you Imperm on the search, then he can chain Michaelis to banish any card you control. So that could be the Salic or the Kit Kalos, which is just going to be chained anyways. It really doesn't matter. So yeah, it's just getting negated anyways. Now, I don't really know why he ashed. I think he thought that it would be Meta Noise. It's not... Yeah, exactly. It's not Meta Noise. He thought it was the other one. Exactly. No, it's Salic. So it stays on the field, doesn't try to foolish for anything from the deck to the grave, but rather sends from the field to the grave. And yeah, now the Kit Kalos is going to be triggering its effect, and you can finally ash that. It literally took 10 freaking years. And not much that you can do, unfortunately. Now, the good news is that these back rows are massive. You can summon triple Xyz monsters on your opponent's turn if your opponent interacts with the grave. And of course, we already know that this deck really needs the graveyard more than anything. So as soon as this Reno Heart triggers to send a Tearlaments monster, you're going to be able to do quite a lot. That's actually huge. So the Litania is going to be banishing the field spell right now. I don't know if that was necessarily correct, but whatever. And also, I wouldn't have chained the Vadis to the Reno Heart. I rather would have chained it to whichever Tearlaments monster triggers in the graveyard. So I think this is a little premature, but whatever. So I think you can also chain the packs in order to search something and then special summon it. So that could be, I don't know, maybe another Elise or something. Or if he detached the Elise, he would have been able to search the Malfa and then special summon it that way. And then trigger it proactively with the Litania if he banished a card from the grave. He really could have done that. So I think if you lose, it's kind of on you, man, because you really have all the tools to win. Obviously, you can get Nibiru'd on your opponent's turn because you're summoning triple monsters from your main deck and then triple monsters from your extra deck. Unless you're only going for 2 monsters in the main deck and 2 monsters in the extra deck, being the 2 Xyzs that you overlay on top of the Exosister monsters. But either way, you can make a Dweller and another Mickey Elise on your opponent's turn. Anyways, like I said, the Malphite is going to be searched and then special summon right away, which I actually believe is illegal. You're not... Well, actually, no, it's legal to search, but not legal to special summon because you don't have the counterpart in your field or in your graveyard. The only counterpart is Elise, and it is underneath a material. So, well, it is underneath the Xyz monster as a material. Anyways, going to be making the Kid Kalos now. Obviously, you can trigger the Irene and the Sophia. Going to most likely be making a Sophiel as well as Mickey Elise. Going to be negating the Sophia, which I also believe is a little... So actually, no, that's fine. Now, again, this is where banishing the field spell and doing all of that very premature was a little just not really ideal. And also, the Sophia was already on the field, so I don't know why he summoned Irene and Sophia when he actually could have summoned the other ones. So, Stella and Elise, although this actually might negate permanently. Yeah, it does negate permanently. That's actually really, really bad. Wow. And he also had no option to make Zeus before, so like last turn. Summoning with packs definitely would have changed everything, like I said. So summoning only 2 monsters was simply not enough. And again, I do believe that Litania could have been held for a little longer, or could have been just used a little more appropriately. Anyways, now going to be going first with a very, very weak hand. Stella, Double D Barrier, Litania, and Imperm against Lightning Storm, Gamma, Reno Heart, Salik, and Shaylin. This is really scary. Like, you don't want to see this, especially when you break, but this is massive, man. You have the Gamma for the Malfa in case you have it, and then you have the Lightning Storm for the Litania and the packs. No, actually, no, that wouldn't work. Yeah, I guess Twin Twister on standby and draw phase would be very good against the Vadis because, no, sorry, against the packs, not the Vadis, but against the packs because it's a main phase only card. And against the other cards, well, like Vadis that is chained way too early, you would simply just pass turn. And it's a little redundant with D-Barrier because D-Barrier prevents your opponent from even attempting to do something. But ironically, in Exosister, the main goal isn't really to prevent your opponent from doing things. It's rather to allow them to do things and then punish them for doing such things. So it's very weird to have a lot of cards that simply do not do anything. And this is one issue that the deck suffers from, unfortunately. Driver is the worst card you could have drawn, but it's all good. Lightning Storm, so D-Barrier Call Fusion, but it still doesn't do much. And yeah, he said I probably lose. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I think if he played out game 1 a little better, he would have been going second in this game. These D-Barriers could have been going second cards, which you could have used to, like, negate your opponent's plays, and then maybe you would have top deck Malfa and then play, but yeah, it's very, very unfortunate, man, because at this point, Redoer, attack over the Stella, and then pass turn there. At least the Imperm can be used on the Redoer if he randomly uses it at the very middle of nowhere, but there's literally nothing I can imagine. Yeah, there is just no way he wins. Literally, regardless of what he does, absolutely no way he wins. On the end phase, the Redoer is going to be triggering, detach the Shaylin, and of course, when Redoer detaches, it's not a cost, it's an effect. So whichever monster you do detach will trigger its effect. So you can fuse using the Shaylin as well as either the Reno or Hafinas. Make another Kid Kalos search on your opponent's turn. So that on your own turn, when you make another Kid Kalos, you can search again and just pop off like there's no freaking tomorrow. And the Salik also would have been able to negate by sending the Kid Kalos to the grave, mill 5 cards, probably mill another Tearlaments, destroy your opponent even more. And when you have useless surplus D-Barriers that literally do nothing at all and you bricked, it's just an absolute recipe for disaster. And that's the reason why I initially played Zoroa in the Exosister deck. Because regardless of how many non-engine cards you draw, like the hand traps, the board breaking cards, the trap cards that can stop your opponent from playing. If you don't have a way to make like a rank 4 and a search, you're not playing the game. So Zoroa is still a good card to play as a 2 of, even in this format when we already have Malpha, because it increases the amount of potential starters that you can have in your deck. But it's just food for thought. Like, if you want to play Zoroa, you can in Exosister. You don't necessarily have to, because the deck did get a significant consistency boost thanks to Malpha being basically a 1-card combo. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this matchup. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.